Changing minds one thought at a time.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Motivate Social Podcast, where we bring you people that are changing the world on social media. How are you doing today, Vanessa?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am awesome. I mean, I cannot believe that we're getting ready to talk to this wonderful lady we have on the show today. Oh, my goodness. She is basically the first lady of Latino social media. She is an entrepreneur. She's a professor, and she knows her way around all social media platforms. I would love to introduce to you Cathy Hackl. Cathy, how are you today?
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it is an honor. It is an honor. And, you know, we're going to get right into it because I know the people are waiting on your nugget. So tell us how you're changing the world via social media.
Well, I think I'm doing two things. I'm trying to, in one way, serve the Latino community, the Spanish-speaking community, to be honest, and so to help them learn how to use social media for business and for success, which is, you know, kind of a part of the market that is really underserved. So that's one of my missions. And then the other part that I'm really kind of starting to use social media for is to talk about virtual reality and talk about immersive marketing and everything that's coming, and also about social VR for social good. So I think we can talk a lot more about that.
Perfect. So tell us about the social VR piece. You know, everybody is abuzz right now about VR, which is virtual reality. So tell us more about that.
Well, definitely, you know, virtual reality seems to be in the news every day. Everyone's talking about it. You know, you've got Mark Zuckerberg, you know, he bought Oculus several years ago, and just everything seems to be gearing towards VR. And then with Pokemon Go, it was kind of the explosion of AR, which is augmented reality. And when I use VR, I use it as a blanket term for all the different VR technologies. That's kind of what I call them. But yeah, it's people used to think it's something that was kind of way down the line. I think it's going to be closer to, you know, probably hitting mainstream sometime next year. And the statistics are quite interesting. It says by the end of this year, the VR industry is going to make about $1 billion. But by 2020, it'll be $150 billion. So when we talk about that, the numbers are impressive. And what my message is to people in the social space is that, yes, I mean, we hear about the hardware, we hear about the goggles, we hear about the technologies, but there's going to be an amazing opportunity for content creation in the social VR space.
Now, what you're saying, Cathy, is interesting for many reasons, because a lot of people don't truly understand how they need to catch up. They need to really, you know what I mean? They truly need to catch up with this, and as I call it, the technology world. And I know that firsthand, you know, even though I could be computer savvy, but now everything is starting to go live stream. Things are moving quicker. They're making changes like hand over fist. And so what you're doing is, my goodness, why did I not connect with you when I first needed this? So that is something which, you know, is needed. So I'm still going to connect with you because everything is so rapid now. It's really, really rapid. And we have to make it our business to keep up. We have to, because if we don't, we're going to be left behind. So what's one of the main things that you would suggest that people do to get started to understand this virtual world? Like, you know, because, you know, you can be computer savvy like I am, but when you're stepping into the technology world of live streaming and trying to make content for your audience, what's that one platform that you would say, you know what, go there first, learn this platform, and these are, you know, some of the couple of steps that I would suggest?
Well, I definitely think when it comes to that, definitely either Periscope or Facebook Live, or even Snapchat, to be honest. Like, it's really hard for me because I'm very app agnostic. Um, but I think that for example, the way I see it is the progression. I see a progression of, how can I explain this? So we started with text, then we moved into photos, then we moved into video. Now we're in live video. And what comes after live video or live streaming is virtual reality. So if you really want to kind of stay kind of like on top of things and how things are changing, you need to be doing live video or live streaming. So, hence for that, you need to be either doing Periscope, learning how to use Periscope, or learning how to use Facebook Live. So that's kind of where I would see, like, most of the people, like, this is where you need to start. You need to understand this technology. And I mean, I think that the social networks have made it quite easy for us to be doing, live streaming now. It's in the power of your phone. You have a satellite truck, like a TV live truck, in the palm of your hand.
Oh, my goodness. And, you're talking about Periscope and Facebook Live. Now, a lot of people try to loop in Snapchat and now, of course, the Instagram Snap version. Now, do you include that in your definition, or do you think it's slightly different?
I actually do include it, to be honest, whenever I do a presentation, because I speak at a lot of conferences. I include Snapchat as part of my live video, what I call live video strategies, because in some way, shape, or form, it is live video. It is not that constant live streaming, but it is kind of in the moment. It is in the within the 24-hour realm. So I do include that definitely. And then also I definitely include Snapchat, especially in the sense that it has that augmented reality within it, with the lenses and everything that you can do with it. So that's part of it as well. But no, I definitely include it within that realm of what I call live video.
Now, see, you have me thinking now, Cathy.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing, because I remember just, periscoping, and I know I need to do Facebook Live more. You reach your audience so much faster through live streaming, because now they get to know the person behind the keyboard, the person behind the picture. Now they get to know you more. Now this whole Instagram thing, I'm still trying to figure that bad boy out. But if you had a preference, which one would you go with? Would you go with Snapchat, or would you go with this new Instagram thing? Because I'm hearing two different things, and I'm already a little, I'm an introvert all the way. So going streaming live is a challenge. But if, just getting started with the Snapchat, and now they got this new thing here, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer Instagram or the Snapchat, and the reason why? I would love to hear your feedback on that, because help me.
Definitely. This is what I see. Okay. So when the news came out, I was kind of like, oh gosh, it looks like a copycat. But I have to be honest, I tried it out and I really liked it. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. And yesterday I posted on Instagram stories. I didn't post on Snapchat. So I was trying to see kind of engagement, how different it would be on both platforms. And yeah, I mean, I don't think, I have to like second Gary Vaynerchuk when he says, Instagram stories is not going to kill Snapchat. That's a reality. That's a very, very powerful, Snapchat is a very powerful platform. Instagram stories is not going to kill Snapchat. It is going to make a dent in the amount of users jumping on the platform, because, if you're already on Instagram and you start using stories, there might really be no need for you to jump on Snapchat. There are two different audiences across these platforms. So I think it's really going to come down to where your audience is. If you are, for example, a brand that is very active on Instagram and already has a huge following, it behooves you to actually start creating content for Instagram stories. And that's what I've seen. Like within 2 days, the announcement was a few days ago, brands are already jumping and doing lots of content on Instagram stories. But I think also it has to do because they were doing content on Snapchat. So the bite-sized, content is very similar. So I don't know. I do, you know what, I'm going to be very honest. I've never been an Instagram person until now. So I think that says, that speaks volumes.
So, Cathy, I mean, yes, it does, because basically they're opening their audience to a whole different audience because, not everybody is a picture person, but more people are definitely video and live streaming people. So they have opened up their audience to a grand mass. And, I was looking at Summit Live yesterday on their post, and it was like every social media platform needs to have some type of live streaming element nowadays in order to be relevant. So, I mean, with your statement that you just made, I mean, you just basically co-signed that because, live streaming is, leading us into the virtual reality piece. And if you don't have the live streaming piece, how can you go to the next level? Do you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that I see that as that evolution, like I said, text to photos to video to live video to virtual reality. That's kind of the pathway. And yeah, I definitely see that,
So I mean, I have one more question on that. I do have one more question on that, though. Now, tell us, because I know we were speaking to Ryan in a previous podcast, and he was speaking about going ahead and getting the equipment now, and going ahead and starting your platform now before it truly blows up. Can you recommend that we do this, and if so, what do we need to be looking for now?
Definitely. I mean, I don't think you need to go out and buy like Oculus or an HTC Vive because that's a heavy investment, and you have to have an actual PC to run the equipment. So I wouldn't recommend that. But I do recommend to people, if you don't want to make a big investment, get the cardboard, the Google Cardboard. It's like $15, $25, and put your phone in there and start looking at the content. I obviously have, some really amazing goggles, like, VR goggles and everything. And I shoot in very different cameras. But for the general person, I think it's just that starting off, just if you don't want to invest in $100 goggles or whatever, or the Samsung Gear VR, then just get a cardboard, Google Cardboard, they're, like I said, $15, $20. And start playing with your phone and see what VR apps are out there, what kind of content. And literally all you need is your phone to start looking at this footage. So that's one of the things I recommend to people start. I mean, I've introduced my kids to virtual reality just with the power of my phone. So, yeah, I wrote a piece for the Huffington Post on how I'm raising virtual natives because my kids are growing up in this virtual reality world that is going to pose interesting challenges and opportunities as well for them. So I would definitely advise on if you want to get started, if you don't want to make a huge investment but you're curious, get the Google Cardboard, play with your phone, play around with it. If you're interested in creating VR, starting to say, okay, how do I start creating it? I use a program called Unity that is widely used across virtual reality, and it's very easy to use. There's a free version, and you start creating your own virtual reality world. So yeah, I mean it's not that hard to start understanding it.
So Cathy, you're telling me basically I need to start using live stream more.
Definitely, you need to start using live streaming because it's the pathway. I think Ryan calls it the gateway drug or something.
Yeah,
live streaming is the gateway drug to virtual reality. So yeah, that's how I see it. I see it as that progression, and it's all coming together. It's all really coming together.
And that makes a lot of sense when you said that they went from text to picture to video. That now I was thinking about it. I was like, that is very true. It was a process. And if you got to pay attention. Everybody want to keep up with the the newest and latest gear on the phone. So now you have live stream on your phone. You don't have to worry about waiting until you get to, YouTube or Google just to be able to live stream. Now you could be able to do it all around the world from right where you're at. So, yeah, I'm loving this information. You just got me more excited now to make sure that I can be able to grow my business through live streaming on so many in different ways. I mean, I thought of it, but I think I am overthinking it. So I understand. Thank you, Cathy.
You're welcome. Yeah, it is. I think people have a lot of misconceptions, or they're like, "Oh, I need to look," especially with live streaming, like I need to look perfect, or you know what? It's not really like that. It's you don't have to look perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect lighting. The more you can do to make it look better, sure, I agree, but it doesn't have to be like that.
Oh, my goodness, Cathy. I mean, you have really opened a lot of eyes, and I know that you're also opening the eyes to the Spanish-speaking community on just this because, as you mentioned earlier, that audience has not truly been touched the way that they could be touched. I mean, they have, there is a great number, yet they are not really stepping out into it because they may not understand what we're saying. So you have become the bridge and the gap, bridge to the gap. And I want you to talk to us about that. Tell us why you felt led, because, a lot of people may see the problem, but they may not be led to solve the problem. So why were you led to solve the problem?
You know what? I think I have to give a lot of credit to my friend Kim Garst, who you guys know. Obviously, you probably know her very well. Kim is a leader in teaching entrepreneurs and business owners how to use social media. So through my connection with her and my work with her, I said, I want to be able to do this, but for the Spanish-speaking market. I want to be able to help them and say, you need to learn how to leverage these tools to be successful. So that's kind of where it came about. I saw what she was doing. I saw her mission, and I said, it resonates with me. She's become my friend and my mentor. And then after that, it kind of became like, okay, how do I implement what she's doing for the Spanish-speaking market? And she has supported me 100% in doing this. So I feel like the Spanish-speaking market is very underserved. I have to tell you, though, it is a very hard market to crack. But I know that once that happens, it will have an abundance of people being able to use these tools.
Cathy, one of the things that I've done in just research, I'm always research, I can't help it, is they say that the number one job, as they call it, to have is having an online business. And so connecting the two together with your live stream and making sure that you have an online business, it just goes together. And so now reaching out to the Latino community, that makes it even more bigger because, I connect with people all over the world. But I understand where you're coming from the Latino community, because they coming from a different area, but really we all from the same area. You know what I mean? Because we could use this technology all over the world. And so I'm loving what you're doing, is to be able to say, you know what, don't be timid by it. Let me show you how to get into this virtual reality. And you're taking them step by step to do that, to make sure they are seen from right where they're at. I'm loving this, Cathy. You got me really, really thinking. I can imagine what the audience is. You know what I mean? I can imagine if I'm going like, wait a minute. I can imagine what the audience is thinking, because this technology world, somebody do need to step in to be able to say, you know what, let me show you how. Let me show you the steps. And I know that, when I started this journey of being an entrepreneur, it could be lonely. It could be dark. It can seem like, dang, is anybody hearing me? And so for you to be able to reach out to this community and say, you know what, I got your back. Let me show you how. Thank you so much, Cathy. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, you're welcome. And and that's really one of my missions, is to be able to bring this, these opportunities to a community that is underserved.
Now that you are bringing it to them, what exactly have you noticed that the interest is lying? Because you said, it's a hard market to crack. But where is the interest lying? Are they more into the Periscope or the Snapchats, or are they ready to just go straight into VR or AR? What is the area that you seem to see more interest in that maybe the other English-speaking markets can start trying to target that audience to?
Well, I think with the Spanish-speaking market, what I'm seeing, and I kind of already knew this, they're much more Facebook-heavy than they are on Twitter. So, so we've launched the Periscope product, and it's going well, but it could have been a little better. I feel because a lot of the audience is on Facebook, so they don't necessarily see Twitter as their hub. They see Facebook as their hub. So, so yeah, that's kind of one of the things I'm definitely seeing. That definitely, if you're trying to reach that Hispanic market, they're going to be mostly on Facebook.
So Facebook Live is where to go. Okay. Thanks, Cathy. So, Cathy, tell me, what's the next project that you have coming up? I know there's going to be people that's going to want to connect with you, like myself. What is the next project that you have coming up?
Definitely, if anyone wants to connect with me, go ahead and connect with me on Facebook or on Twitter or Periscope, wherever you guys want, or LinkedIn. That'd be great. I have a lot of projects right now that I'm working on. One of them is definitely I've been invited to be one of the keynotes at VR Fest Mexico, the first international virtual reality festival in Mexico. So that's exciting. I will be talking about immersive marketing and immersive branding. So that's one of those things I'm working on. And then, just the products I'm trying to work on for the for the Spanish speaking market is kind of one of the things that is keeping me really, really busy lately. And the next part of that is launching my the other part of my consulting business, which will help brands in the U.S. understand how to reach the U.S. Latino market.
Oh, my goodness. That is going to be golden, because a lot of people are missing out on such a huge and loyal market as well, because, I've noticed that, if they see you're taking the time to work with them and get to know them, then they're all about, reciprocating. And but a lot of people don't take that time, and they're just leaving them there. And that, that is underservice, as you spoke. And I just really think that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful market for you, because I am definitely ready when you launch that product, because I want to definitely reach out to the Spanish-speaking community as well. I used to be a little bit more fluent than I am now, and it was amazing how much I learned when I was speaking regularly. And I really want to get back into that. So I know that would be a great, great thing. Please let me know if there's anything we can do to help you in that endeavor as well.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate that.
Yes, and I just want, as we're getting ready to grow to a close, I want you to tell the people what it is that they need to be looking for you for now, how they can support you, and, of course, what is the things they need to be looking for in the future so that they can get ahead of the game.
Well, if you want to support me, definitely, if you are a person of faith, say a prayer for me.
Yes.
For the things with the Hispanic market to really take off, and that I'm able to help, accomplish my mission of helping Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs and business owners. So definitely, just feel free to follow me on social media, and And more so than asking something for myself, I will say, like, if you have the opportunity to connect someone to someone else, do it. Don't, I think sometimes we guard our connections a little too much. But if I'm a connector, and I feel that as many people as I can connect that have synergies, something wonderful is going to come back to me eventually. So that's the way I see it. Just, connect, can be a connector, help people connect to others that might have synergies to what they're doing. And as far as what you need to do, I mean, if you're still not ready to jump in live video or live streaming or virtual reality, start just by reading articles. As simple as that. You have your phone, you have your computer, start reading and finding out what are some of the things that, that are happening, and you might find something that you're very passionate about related to those fields. So,
Cathy, you my goodness, you were a breath of fresh air to reassure people that they are on the right track, to say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to get out there. And to be able to let them know that there's so many other people who's willing to help you, to be able to connect with, who's willing to support you, because we already know when we out here trying to grow outside of right now of a job, or maybe grow our business more, live streaming is the way to go. And so I know that firsthand, but you opened up my eyes to a whole nother level. And that alone, thank you so much. And I look forward to just getting to know you more, following and supporting everything that you're doing. I am so excited. You just don't understand. I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying my best to be calm.
Yay! I appreciate you ladies so much. I really, really do. And thank you for the opportunity to do this. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, it is such an honor.
And, if Cathy said something today that resonated with you, please find this podcast on changeyourmindsonline.com. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Tuned In, and, of course, our YouTube channel. Cathy, thank you so much. I've been trying to get you on the show for like a year now, but we got it together. We got it. Yes, and I truly value our friendship, and I thank you so much for being on here and spreading the word about VR and live streaming, and, of course, now introducing the people to the AR. So we want to definitely support you with that. And we will be looking at you when the news comes out, because we want to make sure that we are ahead of the game. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you all. Take care. God bless.
You too, Cathy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening tonight. We appreciate you greatly. And until next time, good night, everyone.
Good night.